Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for our energy read for this week, the first week in September. It is Saturday currently as I'm filming, and I have two new decks, which I'm super excited to introduce, and we're going to start off with them. I have an abundance deck and then an archangel deck. So this is my Archangel. This one's beautiful. Archangel Lavender. Prepare for soul healing. Forgive and release everyone. So beautiful. I love these cards. So I can't wait to see what we get for this week. And then the Abundance deck. This one's really pretty too. For some reason, I picked purple and I didn't even know it. When they came out of their boxes, they were both purple. I think the Louise Hay, the Hay House website was having a sale. And I just randomly picked these two decks and they are so aligned. But we are going to start off with the Archangels, and then we're going to do Tosha Silver's Abundance. And it's so funny. I was deep in my grief yesterday and I got these decks and I opened them up. And of course, I get the grief card. Like, why is there a grief card in an abundance deck? It was just hilarious. So let's open up some sacred space. That's just my guides totally talking to me. And side note, I feel like whatever I went through yesterday, which I think a lot of us went through it was an energetic upgrade. When I go through energetic upgrades, my grief kicks in. I do like a big purge. I'm crying, I'm resting, I'm sleeping, I'm taking baths, and I just feel like complete breakdown is happening in my life. And then right after a breakdown is a rebirth and a breakthrough. So I woke up today and I was like, whew, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in a different body. I feel so good. I feel so energetic. I feel like I am tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. I feel like I'm getting messages like crazy. I'm so connected, but it's not just me, it's everybody. We're all going through these upgrades. And before I start this reading, I don't know if you guys watched, but Lee Harris, he posted his September energy update report, and September looks like really interesting. He said there's going to be a lot of power moves. So people making big changes in their life, leaving relationships, leaving jobs. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out right after this video. But yeah, I think there was like 6 or 7 topics for his energy report, and they were all pretty profound. I was like, holy cow, I can't wait to see how September plays out. And for those of us already on our mission, doing our thing, we are just going to get this enhanced energy. We're going to be more dialed in. We're going to be support for those people who are making those big power moves. So essentially, the power moves are going to spark awakenings for the people that are not quite awake yet. And you and I both know what awakenings feel like. They are not easy. It can feel like your world is crumbling. You might get your heart broken by somebody. You might feel like you're in financial distress, but it's perfect. You're meant to be there. I'm just going to quickly call in our archangels. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages in today. I feel like I'm surging with energy already. I keep stumbling on my words. So thank you so much for already being here. Please calm me down. Please allow me to talk slower. Please bless this space. Please bless my new cards. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Yeah, energy was just booming for a second. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I just did that little prayer. So yeah, the energy report, people making bold moves, and because of these bold moves, they're going to be sparked into their spiritual awakening. They're going to be more connected to themselves. They're going to be wondering why they're doing certain things, or they're going to be asking big questions about what's the point of life? What am I here to do? What's my mission? And they're going to feel this call to be on their mission. So let's get a message on that right now, because if you're watching my channel, whether you've gone through an awakening or not, whether you know it or not, you are eventually going to go through one, because we're living in a time where everybody is either going to wake up or they're going to be kicked out, meaning they might pass away. So people that are not here for this mission of the way the world is changing, there are a lot of souls leaving. and they are coming back in different bodies. Spiritual teachers are saying you can believe what you want, but they're leaving to maybe come back for a different mission. So if you have loved ones right now that are exiting, and they're exiting fast and unexpectedly, and it's triggering for some of you, if you can help yourself believe that that's their soul's path, they're meant to be going, they're going to maybe come back in another body and have a different mission to help our planet in some way. But for those of you that are still here, like us watching this video, we're still here, we're still alive, we're meant to do something. We have these gifts and we're meant to share them. And we have to be awakened to do that. And we have to guide others who are just starting to wake up. And maybe you might have some people in your life who've, questioned what you've been doing, and they thought you were crazy, like all this woo-woo stuff about manifesting and angels and guides. But now all of a sudden they're knocking on your door asking you about it because they're just starting to wake up. So have compassion for them. They are on the journey at the right time, at the right speed. We just have to be there to kind of guide them through it. And you guys know what it felt like to go through your awakening. It was not easy. And imagine if we had the support. Imagine if we could be the support to them that we didn't have. That's my goal, is to be on here supporting anybody else going through this. Like, what is happening in the world? Are we in this matrix? What's going on? I feel like my third eye just opened. I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things, I'm thinking thoughts, and then I'm seeing them happen in my life. People are freaked out by this. We're all literally like X-Men, but the people that are not awake are not really understanding how it's possible. And then they turn on, their soul light switch goes on, and now they're seeing everything and they're like, oh, everything makes sense now. We are magical. We are X-Men. We do have special gifts. What's my special gift? Then they start asking themselves the big question. And that's where we swoop in and we guide them down the path that we've already been on. My throat chakra is going nuts right now. So we have to be the guide for them. There's going to be a lot of people waking up after these big, bold moves. Lots of breakups, lots of loss and grief, job changes. We have to be support for these people. All right, archangels, what card would you like us to receive today? Please bring it to us. First one, Archangel Raguel. Be fair in all situations, resolve your conflicts. If you've been struggling with somebody, fighting, arguing, not seeing their side, forgive them. See everybody as little 10-year-olds, I'm hearing. See them as all 10-year-olds, and whatever you're trying to get them to understand, it's kind of like teaching a 10-year-old to drive. They don't have the tools. Sometimes people don't have the ability to hear what you're trying to say. So stop trying to say it. Would you sit there and try and hand car keys to a 10-year-old and be like, drive me to the store? No, you wouldn't waste your energy doing that because you know it's not going to happen, or it's going to end up in a wreck. And that's what you insisting on having these conversations with people that will never hear you. It's like beating your head against the wall. You have to choose differently. You have to pull yourself out of that situation, forgive it, and just say, I'm gonna respect them for where they're at. They're only 10 years old, and I'm just gonna love them and not try to get through to them. It's not my job to try to force them to learn. They have a couple more years to grow, and they're gonna learn on their own. Okay, let's do an abundance deck for this week. We could all use a little more abundance in our lives, right? I'm learning a new manifesting method. If all of you are interested, it's called Surprise Me. So instead of putting out a specific number or anything, just open yourself up and say, universe, I want the biggest surprise. I want the biggest amount. I want to be I want it to be laughable how this big amount of money came into my life. I am ready for it. I am ready to share it. I'm ready to give it. I'm ready to save it and spend it. And you just start playing with the surprise me energy, because that doesn't feel like resistance, right? Like there's no resistance in that thought. And the goal with manifesting is, how do we get out of resistance? How do we get out of, and resistance sounds like, well, how's that going to happen? Well, that number's uncomfortable. I don't think I'll receive that much, or I can't see how I'm going to get it. Is it going to be a check? None of those thoughts. Surprise me. That leaves you totally open. Okay, abundance deck. Cut the deck and see what comes up. I love how beautiful these cards are. Karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Ooh, I like that. So maybe there's karma around your abundance. Maybe in a past life you were really, really, really rich. And it's time to pull that energy back in. It's time for you to remember that you are worthy of receiving so much. Could also mean maybe there's karma, maybe you were homeless in a past life, or maybe you had a lot of debts, or maybe you owe people money or whatever. Now it's time to make up for that. Now you're going to be the one giving, and you're not going to owe anybody anything. You're going to be coming out of those debts. Let's do one more. Self-love. And it looks like a father and a son walking. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. Okay, so forgiving yourself for whatever karma that was. Maybe you've done things in your past that you're not too happy about, or maybe you're about to step into a new life with new people and you're honoring yourself more. You're making decisions for yourself. It's just you and your son, or you and your daughter, or you and your parent. Maybe you're building a new connection with somebody. You're deepening a connection with somebody, and that somebody is yourself. Okay. Thank you, angels and guides, for that one. Oh, and I just heard we're going to pick a page from my Ask Your Guides book. So if you feel called, this book is amazing. I had to read this book to get certified in Reiki. So we are going to see what page we need to hear today. What do our guides want to tell us? Okay, step 2. Learn to quiet your mind and listen within. Spirit guidance is so subtle that it's very easy for your mind to pounce on it and throw it away as nonsense. Your intellect may also try to tell you that it's only your imagination. This is what used to happen to me. I used to be so logical that I would have a thought and be like, that's not angelic guidance. That's just my imagination. But it's not. It says, remember that. Remember that, as we discussed earlier, all spirit guidance comes to your soul and awareness through your imagination. And that's why this step is so crucial. There are many simple skills that you can master that will help you receive spirit guidance, including deep listening and relaxed breathing. To practice deep listening, simply close your eyes, listen to a favorite piece of calming classical music without interruption. Choose something that speaks to your heart, and while listening, try to identify the particular instruments. As you lose yourself in the music, don't be surprised if subtle pieces of guidance and information leap into your mind. When this happens, graciously view it as an introduction to spirit guidance. Relaxed breathing can also make you receptive to your deep awareness, allowing you to open the proper channels to communicate with the spirit realm. You can very easily combine deep listening and relaxed breathing the next time you're in a conversation by making eye contact with the person speaking, and if possible, sharing a breath with them. This means that you breathe in and exhale out at the same time that they do. This is easy to do if you simply take notice of the other person's pattern of breathing and adopt it. Doing so establishes a common vibration and opens both your heart and theirs automatically. This then connects you soul to soul and opens the path to a deeper connection. Next, relax and breathe deeply at your own pace while you listen to what the other person is saying. Be sure to let them finish speaking before you respond. After relaxed breathing, you may be surprised at what comes out of your mouth when you finally do speak. And this is all channeling. This is how we channel. This is how I do my reads. I literally have to get out of my own way, let my imagination pour through. You guys wouldn't believe how many times in a reading I'll get a message and my Michelle will say, don't say that. That sounds stupid, or that sounds bonkers. Or I might be getting a message that they're going to receive money in 2 weeks. And my mind says, don't tell them that. You're going to get their hopes up. But that's not my job. I have to step out of that, my mind, and use that my imagination came up with that, and that's spirit guidance. So it's the first thought that comes to your mind, and you say it and you let it flow. Don't let your second and third and fourth thoughts analyze it or criticize you, because that's your ego. So if you want to become an intuitive reader, you have to learn to get out of your own way. You have to learn to let spirit speak through you, to listen. When you pull a card, When you pull a card and it has a message on the bottom, but your thoughts are not matching that message, that's because your thoughts are a different message for that person. Sometimes they're using just the word, or maybe they're using the colors in the card. Maybe the bottom words don't mean anything and they're trying to convey something else. And as the reader, it is your job to tune into your vessel and your body and see what you feel, see what you think. So it's not something that we're creating. It is our imagination, but it's a download. It's something that's being dropped to us. Like right now, as I just said that, I looked at a deck of cards and it was like, Michelle, pull this card. So now I listen to that. That is how we do a reading. You just get out of your own way and you trust every thought is meant to be. Don't judge it. Pleiades, double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity. This card literally says channeling. This is, our guides are so freaking funny too. They really do have a funny sense of humor. I mean, that's the same phrase, funny sense of humor, but and that's funny. I said funny sense of humor, which is double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity. They make me say things and it's exactly the message that we need to hear. So this is you maybe working at a law firm, right? But yet you're on the phone with somebody offering them some sort of healing through your calm energy, through your kindness. That's a double mission. You are doing the law firm work, but yet you're being this loving, kind, energetically healing soul on the other end of the phone, helping somebody. So just because you're not doing spiritual work doesn't mean you're not doing spiritual work. And that's the message I'm being guided to tell you. You don't have to do what I'm doing or what you think spiritual work is to be on your mission. But if you do feel called to do this work, like practicing Reiki or cards or being a reader, or maybe just channeling a book, channeling music, learning something new, that could be your spiritual gifts. But yeah, this is saying uplifting humanity, channeling, double mission. So let's see, what is your mission? Let's ask the cards for this week. What are we, or maybe I just heard, there's the thought, my imagination. It said, it's not what is your mission, it's we need to get you in alignment this week to do that work and for you to become aware of it and really love it and appreciate it. First card that popped, Starfish. Open to the infinite possibility, number 59. Okay, so we have to be open to what maybe you're feeling called to do, and maybe you don't know how to do it. And I do feel right now in this reading, I am teaching somebody how to read. This whole session is me guiding somebody on how to tune into their intuition to do what I'm doing. You all have this special gift, or a special gift, or many gifts of being able to tune into what is a message and what is my mind. What is the difference between the two? The message is the first thought. The mind is what's commenting on that thought. So if you can master that, you can then start to live in your authentic truth, knowing that, okay, I can trust my first thought. My first thought is my intuition. My first thought is my guardian angel telling me what to say, and I can trust that and be open to the infinite possibility. I feel like that's miracle energy too, like be open to miracles. Let's see if I'm right. 10 of Pentacles, which is complete fulfillment, and we have the Magician card. You understanding that you are the infinite miracle. There's infinite possibilities because you can create it. You can be the magician of your own life. We are all co-creators. I'm going to be on an online TV show. It's being filmed on Tuesday this week. I'm super nervous, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to pray for me on Tuesday during that time, that would be fabulous. I would appreciate the good energy. I'm going to be so nervous. But I'm going to be spending 30 minutes teaching how to co-create, how to find your purpose, how to open up your gifts and share them. So my mission is, hopefully tons of people will watch this, be triggered by it, and be like, oh, I got to leave my job. I want to go do what I came here to do. I want to express my creativity. The show is called I Am Creative Philly, And I did a reading for a beautiful woman. Her name is Hollis, and she left her job to create this awesome show where she showcases people in their mission. And she asks them, how do you define creativity? And then whoever's on her show teaches her something new. And what I'm going to teach is how to help people tap into their creativity. So it's going to be a really awesome, I'm hoping that I'll be something very different that our show has never had before. But I'm going to be teaching people on that show how to be the magician in their own lives, how to create the magic. And my Venmo, I just thought of, again, I'm listening to my intuitive guidance. Magic Michelle is my Venmo name. So I feel like this is my mission. I've always been meant to share the magic, to teach people you are magic. You are a magician. You just have to start realizing it. And the way you start using your gifts is tapping into that message, that intuitive thought that is first popping into your head. That is the guidance that's going to lead you to the magic. Okay. So that intuitive guidance might be move, leave this job, leave this partnership, spend this money on this. You can trust that you'll get it back. It's those imaginary thoughts that pop into your head. You think it's your imagination? No, that's your guides telling you what to do. And you're going to benefit from that with this abundant lifestyle, with this beautiful family. And look at the chandelier and the lighting. This is complete fulfillment. Everything you've ever wanted in your life, the 10 of Pentacles is all of it. It's foundation, it's money, it's love, it's joy, it's peace, laughter. So let's recap. This week, Archangel Raguel came along to tell us to be fair in all situations, resolve your conflicts, move on from people that don't want to hear you. Cut the cord. You are being called to be in a better partnership. You are being called to love yourself, to step away. Karma is happening. I just heard karma is complete. You've done what you needed to do in that partnership, with that job, with that person. My old mentor, her name was Mid. She would always say, Michelle, karma complete. And that's what she would do with her hands, because we are drawn to be like, sorry, a million thoughts just went through my head. When I had Micah, my daughter, I was with her dad. His name was Bill. We were together 9 years. We never got married, but we were together 9 years. We were pretty much married. But at the end, when she passed away, a couple months later, it was like karma was complete. The light switch was off. Our relationship was just kind of like a friendship. And it was like, this feels weird. This is different. This was a shift, and we had to honor it. So we separated, and it was an easy separation. It was not easy, but it was easy because we weren't married. There was no paperwork or anything like that. And unfortunately, Micah wasn't here. So it wasn't like we were separating with a newborn, but it was like almost like Micah's death was the catalyst. And it was like we were brought together to create her so that she would open up my gifts, she would open up his gifts, and it was karma complete. We served that mission for that time. So you all might be in relationships or might be at jobs where you've done the work, you learn the lesson, and now it's time to leave, and you don't have to stay anymore and suffer. Because when you stay too long in something where the karma is complete, there's no feelings, there's no passion, you start to get depressed, you start to have anxiety because your body's saying, ding, 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 knock, 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 it's time to go. And that's what this week looks like for some people. And if you need help getting out of that situation, you can call on your guides. They can help you do this mission. They can help you open up your gifts and see that there's an infinite amount of possibility. You are a star. You're going to be shining bright. And you are the magician of your life. You can co-create a better relationship, a better job, a better partnership. Like family partnerships. All right, let's end this reading with one more card from my Ever Unfolding Heart deck. My throat chakra is going nuts right now. I'm burping a lot. Excuse me. Is there a decision? Is there a decision you are needing to make? Sit in silence. Ask yourself to be open to receiving the answer. It will come when you least expect it. It will be a gentle whisper from your heart. This is the overall theme of this entire reading. Tuning into that first thought. Universe, what should I do right now? What's the first thought? That's your guidance. Your inner guidance is that first thought. Do I go be with this person? If you hear a gentle yes, that's your answer. And then I also was watching a video. Before I leave you guys, I'm going to leave you with this. When you know you need to make a decision in your life, and you're not the type of person, say there's freezing cold water in front of you, are you somebody that just jumps in? Or are you somebody that like tiptoes in and eases your whole body into it? You have to figure out which type of person you are, okay? So if you're the person that jumps right in, you're the type of person that's going to love leaps of faith. You're going to be like, I don't like this relationship anymore. It isn't serving me. I'm cutting the cord today. I don't care whose birthday's coming up. I don't care if it's our anniversary in a week. I am just jumping in and doing it. So there's a couple people in the world, a couple different types of people in the world. If you're that person, understand that about yourself. You are fully in it, jumping in the cold water. Then there's people over here who need to tiptoe in. And if you're one of those people, my guidance for you is to take one small step. If you know you want to leave a partnership or a job, or maybe you want to move cities or whatever, hop on a real estate website and just start looking. Maybe start having the conversation with your partner that you're unhappy. You don't have to go looking for an apartment or where you're going to live. You don't have to figure out all the logistics of the breakup. Just simply say, hey, babe, I'm not happy and we need to talk. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know where I want to go with us, but we need to sit down and talk about this. And usually the universe will jump into that person's body and it will make the conversation go where it's meant to go and everything will be perfect. And that's the mindset you need to have when you're taking those baby steps into a leap of faith, is do one small thing, but have faith that God will take the rest and do it for you. Okay, trust me, it works every single time. Every time I've had to do a big move, when I left my job for the first time, I remember sitting at my desk. It was like 9 a.m., middle of the school day. I was off for about 72 minutes. We had 72-minute class periods. So I had a good amount of time off. I had just typed up my letter of resignation and I hadn't told anybody I was doing it because I didn't want anyone to convince me not to do it because they would have thought I was like losing my mind or having a midlife crisis. So I printed it and it was like a baby step. Something just took over my body. I grabbed my keys and my lanyard off my desk, went to the printer, grabbed my letter, literally walked right to the principal's office. And I was like, Joe, I was like, please don't try to talk me out of this. I'm so sorry, but this is what I have to do. I have to follow my heart. I'm going to put this letter in your hand. I'm going to walk out. And of course, they called me in for like 2 more meetings to make sure it was the right thing. But it was one step. All I did was print the letter. I hit print on my computer, and then something jumped into my body and made me grab my keys, grab the paper, and I walked. I don't know how I did it. I still to this day do not know how I had the courage to do that. But it was one small step that I took that got the momentum going. And then God took the rest. I say it all the time. God did it for me. I didn't do it. So you can trust that if you just take one small step, start the conversation, send the text, hop online, look for whatever you're needing to look for, God will open up all the doors after that. And if you're on the other end, and if you're waiting on somebody else to take a step, you keep praying for their angels and their guides to jump into their body to have them take action. Okay? Because sometimes we can't force the change. We have to allow the universe to do it. But if you're in the driver's seat and it's your situation that you can leave it or take a leap of faith or do something to change it, do one small step this week, okay? Because you are headed to an abundance that you've never felt before. An abundance in love, joy, fulfillment. I just see this card as total fulfillment. All right, lovies, I hope you enjoyed this reading. This week looks amazing for us. Karma is complete. Time to move on and to allow any miracles to flood in. Say, universe, surprise me. All right, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, help me get these messages out there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.